Hey, what's going on? It's Rob Frazier here, doing a kind of a part two on traffic diversification, and this is kind of in response to what I see people doing online. Basically, okay, there's Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a big time marketer. You can just YouTube him and find some of his information. But basically, he's written a few books, and he talks about how people in different social media platforms think differently. For example, people on Facebook are mentally in a different position than people on Pinterest. People on YouTube are in a different place mentally than they are on LinkedIn. And this has a lot of truth to it. And this thinking, this psychology, or whatever you want to call it, also plays into marketing online. Now, I market online, and I'm going to just lay it out and just explain the same things, because it's true. When people are on Facebook, they more so like being Facebook, YouTube, people more so like being entertained. On YouTube, people do look for specific how-to information. I know myself, a lot of times I go to YouTube, how to do this, how to do that, and find a video on doing it. And so that being said, on YouTube, it's not the same as Twitter. On Twitter, you only have 160 characters to type. It's just different mentalities. And the same thinking is also true for marketing online. Okay? Now, marketing online, I use revenue sharing traffic exchanges. Now, I only, at a max, will do 2 of each concept, if you will. I guess each concept, each category. There you go. So, what I mean by that. So, My Advertising Pays and Traffic Monsoon are both revenue sharing, sort of pay-to-click traffic exchanges where you can advertise your website and share in revenue. Now, My Advertising Pays and Traffic Monsoon are it, okay? Because they're in traffic exchanges, you have people with a certain type of mentality. The same thing with people on Facebook, kind of have a Facebook mentality. People on LinkedIn have more of a business mentality. The same concepts apply. So, when you look at My Advertising Pays and Traffic Monsoon, they're the same thing. You will have a good portion of members clicking on ads simply because they want to share in the revenue and get their own website seen. So, with that being said, you will have a lower opt-in rate. However, you will still get leads and you will still make sales. I've made quite a few Power Lead System signups from My Advertising Pays. Traffic Monsoon has sponsored a numerous amount of people in my primary business. You'll find that people have a certain mentality around these traffic exchanges. Even there's a difference between people in Maps and people in Traffic Monsoon. However, generally, people who use revenue sharing traffic exchanges, you can kind of lump them in the same category. And this is important. Most revenue sharing sites, there's kind of like a core group that kind of bounces around. And this is kind of behind the scenes type stuff. I mean, this is only, I do a lot of people watching, I study a lot of things. And it's true. People in traffic exchanges have a different mentality than people who advertise in solo ads. Now, so with that being said, you only need to participate in 2. Some people are on like 6, 7 revenue sharing opportunities, and you're just spreading yourself too thin. And in fact, more than likely, the same people are in Traffic Monsoon or over here on Maps, and vice versa. And same for all the other revenue sharing sites. And that's evidence when you log into My Advertising Pays, you'll see Traffic Monsoon ads, and then vice versa. So I'm not saying to not do it. I'm saying it's kind of like wasting your time. Only advertising in nothing but traffic exchange, revenue sharing, pay to click, whatever you want to call them, sites. It's kind of like just posting on Facebook all day. You're only going to tap into one crowd. Pay attention. You're only going to tap into this. You're kind of tapping into just one crowd. Okay? So what I specifically teach is, yes, do a revenue sharing traffic exchange, but 2 max. Then take a portion of that and go over here and get into some solo ads. Why? Because this is a different group of people altogether. Solo ads. With that being said, I do 2 sites. Again, my advertising page, Traffic Monsoon, my 2 rev share, traffic exchange, pay to click, whatever you want to call them sites. And for my solo ads, solochecker.com and this site called Udemy. Both of these sites were recommended by very successful marketers, and that's the only reason why I even decided to create accounts here in these 2 places. So, and what it is Solo Checker and Udemy are like third-party validation. Basically, you're not going to get screwed. When some random person on the internet offers you a solo ad, it's one thing, but when you have a company sort of backing up people, you have customer reviews, each person you can buy a solo ad from has a community of people to say, yes, buying solo ads from this guy is great, buying solo ads from that guy is great, you know, things like that. And I'm just clicking on one just so you see an example. So here you see people who are talking about, you know, some people don't have pictures, but you see people talking about their experience buying solo ads from these people. So it's not just some random guy on Facebook hitting you up for a solo ad. So with that being said, I got my 2 rev share traffic exchanges. I'm tapping into a different audience and different crowd altogether with my solo ad sites, but that's not it. So I got my traffic exchange, pay to click sites taken care of. I got my solo ads taken care of. Now, one last form of marketing, actually not my last form, but my last form of paid marketing is my 2 cost per click sites. Now, cost per click, it's very, very simple, and I love it because you pay for a certain amount of clicks, you plug in your website, boom. With solo ads, you got to come up with copy and get people's attention and all this stuff, whereas cost per click, you just pay for the amount of clicks, and you know you're going to get a certain amount of leads and you're going to get a certain amount of sales. It's just straight numbers. And I have 2 sources there. Infinite Leverage System, which I highly lead on front end, and then on the back end I use Dagan Smith's, another millionaire marketer, you know, and I buy clicks from him. I think it's called the Home Business Agency. I'm not sure. But so with this, you can see my thinking, okay? I'm not just in rev shares, you know, but I have 2 rev shares, and that's it. I got 2 solo ad places. Now, when I say 2 solo ads, you know, it's 2 places I go to buy solo ads, whereas each of these places, you can buy solo ads from all kinds of different people. I just happen to be logged into Udemy, but solochecker.com is the same thing. You log in, you can select from who you want to buy and the whole deal. And then lastly, my cost per clicks, my CPC traffic. It's kind of like pay-per-click, but a little different. I'm not going to really get into the differences, but you see my thinking here. 2 rev shares, boom, I'm done. I'm not joining another rev share. God forbid if something happens to one of these 2, then maybe I'll include another one. But boom, I'm not looking at another rev share, period. I don't care if it's the next greatest thing. I'm not interested. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with my solo ads. I'm good here. Both of these sites, highly reputable. I've not experienced anything bad. So I don't need to look at random guys on Facebook hitting me up. I'm taken care of. You see what I'm saying? Same thing here with Infinite Leverage and the Home Business. I think it's called the Home Business Agency. But you see my thing here. I'm not looking at another cost per click. Yeah, I'm done. I got my two sites. Now, with that being said, when I market, I don't just post all day on Facebook. I post Facebook, Twitter. A guy was asking me questions. Hey, how can I get more exposure? Well, what are you doing? I'm posting on Facebook and Facebook groups. Okay, post on Twitter. Now I just doubled his exposure rate. You want to make more money, you need more exposure. I said, now you're posting on Facebook and Twitter, post on LinkedIn. Boom, I just tripled your exposure rate. So you see what I'm saying there? But again, people on different social media sites behave differently, so you can't take the same tactic and spam all over the place because it will not work. And so, and same, carrying on that same thinking, again, Gary Vaynerchuk, millionaire marketer. He wants to buy the New York Jets wine library, TV. It's not just me coming up with some random information here. This is rooted in deep, successful psychology here. 2 rev share sites, my 2 solo ad places, and my 2 cost per clicks. Right now, and based on my current budget, this is where I'm maintaining for a little bit, and then maybe later on down the line I'll add another source, but only after I start really succeeding where I'm at. So hopefully that kind of better lays out my thinking, and you understand that when you follow this strategy, you're going to get more exposure, you're going to get more leads, you're going to get more sales in your business. And that's what it's all about. A lot of people out there on the internet will not tell you this because they're so stuck on either one program or multiple streams of income that don't make any sense to tie them together, or all kind of other bullshit that just won't help you. This right here will help you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I am not about screwing people over. I've been screwed over. I got 4 kids I got to take care of. I'm fighting to get out of debt. This right here is working for me, and it'll work for you. You got to get more exposure, and that's how you're going to do it. If you're just in rev share, after rev share, the same people join all these rev shares. Okay? I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying join 1 or 2, and then you got the rev share market. So now that you're set. So now let's expand. Solo ads. Boom. Now you're tapping into the solo ad market. These highly successful internet marketers build big ass lists, and you can email their list. So boom, you got another level of exposure there. And then cost per click. Simple. Pay the money, get the clicks. Boom. Simple. Straight to your website. It's a done deal. Again, easy, simple plan. Rob Frazier here, traffic diversification at its finest, always working for you. Reach out to me if you have questions. We'll talk soon.